Hi, my name's John, and this is Business Update. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about how companies, in particular Tesla, is being significantly affected with regards to the rising cases in China, in particular in Shanghai, to the point that they have to shut down their operations to obviously to give considerations to their workers here. But obviously, one would think that we have already passed the pandemic, 2 years from when it started, and yet here we are today. Cases are still rising in different parts of the world, even here in our country, and this has a big significant repercussions to the many businesses that are trying to recover, which is what the new normal would look like. Anyway, so let's take a look at the article here. According to electro.co, it mentions here that productions has been halted at the Gigafactory in Shanghai as the city has to shut down, city-wide out, shut out, sorry, total shut out in the city with regards to the rising number of cases with COVID-19. Now, obviously, the COVID-19 cases, we've been trying to deal with it as best we can, especially with the vaccination process still ongoing, but a new variant that's even more deadlier or more dangerous, the Omicron virus, is also another of key concerns here. But with regards to this one, especially in China, many operations have to be halted, and in particular, as mentioned here in the article, with regards to Tesla here. So you can see here in the photo, they have pretty significant. That's why it's called a gigafactory, and sales has been hampered. Revenues have been affected with operations, with the chip shortage is still ongoing. So the supply chain is a critical issue for many manufacturers, and now people are even limited or hampered with regards to being able to operate those machineries. Let's read further. So what's interesting, it's the second time that Tesla has to halt production at its biggest factory in Shanghai this quarter. China has currently experienced a surge in COVID-19 cases, and in Shanghai appears to be at its epicenter, with the new cases nationwide from the city. And take note, there are 26 million people, in that city alone, and 3,500 new cases are popping out, which is not a significant amount, but can go drastically, and that's never good. And you don't want to have a lockdown again like what we happened or encountered 2 years back. And obviously, this is not good for your people, not good for business, and not good for anyone for any sort of reason here. Now, as we look further, now obviously the government is trying its part, or the city of Shanghai is announcing a two-stage lockdown from the city. Firms and factories are expected to shut down throughout the city, obviously for safety purposes. Tesla is operating one of the largest electric vehicle factories in the world. Is also affected here, which is obviously, no one wants this type of situation for any particular purpose. But obviously, this is a extenuating circumstances that needs to be dealt with, rather than let it exacerbate and obviously create a lot more problems than one would like to encounter. According to Tesla, they tried to create a closed loop with their employees that were there on Sunday, but they had to let them go back to their home after realizing that they did not have enough resources or provisions for them. So obviously, locking them down inside the facility is never an ideal situation here, and obviously, it's akin to a person if you're going to lock them down there. Now, obviously, this benefits the company, but not ideal if you're an employee working in that particular factory here. Now, Gigafactory Shanghai is located in the part of the city that is affected by the first stage of the lockdown, so which has already started and will last until Friday. So hopefully things will settle down, and the cases can be mitigated again, and identify what the root cause is, so that this cannot will not happen again. Obviously, there are other manufacturers that can be affected as well, and not just manufacturers but other businesses as well. But obviously, Tesla is one of the biggest companies in the world, making one of the biggest electric vehicles in the world. They've already delivered cars for local deliveries, and obviously Tesla has another slew of issues with regards to safety to consider, and yet people are still clamoring for their product, which is good for the company. But obviously, if this persists with the safety issues with the car manufacturing and then the rising cases of having to shut down the operations, obviously one would expect that sales would be significantly hampered, and you're at the mercy of the situation, and obviously trying to avoid it as best as you can is one of the key strategies I'm sure many executives are trying to consider in all facets here. But obviously at the end of the day, your main concern should be your employees, which is are the ones who's the core at the core of your business in terms of making and building safe electric vehicles for your current market here. Anyway, I'll keep you updated with regards to the goings on here. Hopefully, things like this would be mitigated or minimized. Same goes to other parts in the world. People are have this false sense of nation notion that since the cases are dropping, that it's safe to go back to the new normal that we've accustomed to. I think the cases in the United States already spiked this past month or so. So we have to be cautious and be vigilant in regards to how to deal with this ongoing, which is why it's important to get people vaccinated, because many of the key issues that that the rising cases is because people are still not yet vaccinated and can be carriers and can have severe repercussions for your body, which is not good for yourself and for anyone, especially for your family members in your household here. Well, I think that's about it. If you're interested in reading the full article, I'll leave the link in the description below. As always, I'll see you again, same time. Come back again on Wednesday for more business update. For more news here, you can check out my other videos. You can check out Business Focus Live, my weekly live stream if you're interested. Or you can check out my guides, tutorial tips if you're interested in learning more about how to analyze data analytically, so to speak. Anyway, as always, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.